Welcome viewers to a journey into the shadows of unparalleled wealth, where the glittering facade of success often conceals a labyrinth of danger, isolation, and profound human vulnerability. Today, we're not just telling a story, we're dissecting a compelling narrative that serves as a potent parable for the hidden costs of immense power, the intricate dance of trust and betrayal, and the unexpected places where true healing can begin. Have you ever wondered what it's truly like to inhabit a world where your net worth is measured in billions, where every whim can be satisfied, every luxury acquired, yet basic human needs like trust, safety, and genuine connection remain tantalizingly out of reach? This is the paradox we explore. Our story begins in a city where dreams often clash with stark reality. The rain, a biblical deluge, mirrors the crushing weight of circumstance that presses down on Dr. Nia Monroe. She's not a protagonist born of privilege, but a testament to sheer grit. A young physician, still navigating the demanding labyrinth of her career, burdened by student loans, and more acutely, by the looming specter of her mother's medical bills. Her thin scrubs clinging to her skin as she walks the cracked sidewalks of downtown Atlanta are a uniform of service, but also a stark symbol of her financial fragility. Grady Memorial, a beacon of public health, is her battleground, and the fatigue in her bones isn't just from a long shift. It feels generational, an inherited debt that underscores the relentless economic pressures faced by so many in our society today. It's a subtle yet powerful commentary on the everyday heroism found in those who serve at the front lines of healthcare, often sacrificing their own well-being for others. Her world, a careful balance of dedication and sacrifice, is abruptly shattered by the arrival of a sleek, matte black SUV. This isn't just a vehicle, it's an omen. A silent, predatory beast whose purring engine signals the intrusion of a vastly different world into Nia's meticulously ordered, if challenging, existence. The gloved hand, the manila folder slid through the rain-streaked window, the deep, disembodied voice demanding her name and absolute solitude. This is the theatrical opening act of a modern-day abduction, albeit one cloaked in corporate ruthlessness rather than brute force. The choice of blackmail targeting her mother's fabricated insurance fraud charge is a chillingly efficient weapon. It bypasses any moral fortitude Nia might possess and strikes directly at her deepest vulnerability, her love and loyalty to family. This isn't a random act. It's a calculated move by someone who understands the levers of control. It speaks volumes about the insidious nature of power, its ability to uncover and exploit the most private fears and affections. In an instant, Nia Monroe, the diligent doctor, is stripped of her agency, her autonomy, and thrust into a role she never envisioned. The folder's contents confirm her worst fears. Her mother's name, Clara Monroe, bolded, damning. The charge, insurance fraud, carrying a potential sentence of 8 to 10 years. This isn't just a legal document, it's a weaponized piece of her past, meticulously researched and deployed. The sticky note with its chilling ultimatum. Come to the Fulton County Airport, Terminal B, 11 p.m., alone or your mother goes to prison, is a masterstroke of psychological manipulation. It leaves no room for negotiation, no avenue for escape. It's a direct threat, bypassing traditional legal channels and plunging Nia into a world where rules are fluid and leverage is everything. Imagine the psychological pressure of that moment, the clock ticking, the weight of her mother's freedom on her shoulders, the utter absence of choice. It's a situation that forces an immediate re-evaluation of every ethical boundary she holds dear. As she boards the private jet, a vessel of unimaginable luxury contrasting sharply with her usual bus rides, she crosses a threshold not just geographically from Atlanta to New York, but existentially. The sleek cold silver, the tinted windows, the silent steward, every detail reinforces her complete lack of control. her entry into a world where ordinary conventions of anonymity and privacy are utterly nullified. The whispered words, "Someone very powerful wants to live, and apparently only you can save him," are both a grand pronouncement and a terrifying prophecy. They hint at a power so immense it can bend wills and bypass medical systems, yet simultaneously so fragile it faces a fundamental threat that billions cannot resolve. This duality of power and vulnerability sets the stage for the dramatic unfolding of their lives. The arrival in New York is an ascension, literally into a palace in the sky. This penthouse isn't merely opulent, it's a deliberate statement of status. A fortress built of black marble, gold accents, and massive glass walls that offer a glittering, almost alien view of the city below. It's a realm of absolute control, designed to awe and intimidate. The grand piano sits unused, a symbol of potential beauty unexpressed, and the fireplace blazes in a warm room, a hint of deliberate, almost performative comfort designed to mask a deeper chill. Silence reigns until he enters. Malik Carter is not just a man, he is a force. Tailored charcoal suit, no tie, collar open, a calculated blend of power and casual disdain. His description, tall, broad-shouldered, skin like polished mahogany, eyes sharp and disinterested, with a clean, silent warning of a scar under his left eye, paints a picture of formidable, almost predatory self-possession. He is the epitome of the modern titan, a king in his own self-made empire, but a king living under a siege of his own making. "Dr. Monroe," he says, with a chilling coolness, "you're early." His knowledge of her name, her desperation, and his immediate assertion of total awareness, "I know everything, including the fact that you're desperate," is a power play designed to disarm and establish dominance. He doesn't waste time on pleasantries, viewing small talk as a weakness he has no patience for. This is a man who deals only in necessities, in outcomes, in control. Nia, despite her shaking voice, manages to challenge him, "Why not go to a hospital?" His answer, "Because I don't trust anyone and the kind of sickness I have doesn't go public," is profoundly revealing. It encapsulates the core dilemma of extreme wealth. The very power that creates such opulence also fosters a profound paranoia, an inability to trust, especially when vulnerability in the form of illness threatens the carefully constructed facade. His offer of $50,000 a week and the strict condition of silence isn't just a job proposal. It's a life sentence within his gilded cage, an illicit arrangement he openly acknowledges. "Illegal," Nia breathes, "so is blackmailing federal prosecutors. Shall we discuss your mother's record?" This chilling exchange highlights the moral compromises inherent in such a world, where ethics are secondary to self-preservation and the wielding of unassailable power. Malik's brief flicker of pain or fear when Nia asks, "What's wrong with you?" is the first crack in his impenetrable armor, a momentary glimpse into the human beneath the titan. His curt command, "You'll find out when I collapse, which will be soon if you don't shut up and start working," is not just brusque. It's a desperate plea wrapped in aggression, a desperate attempt to maintain control even as his body betrays him. That night, gazing out at the Manhattan skyline, Nia is caught between awe and terror. The chains of her new reality are palpable, but there's also a disquieting whisper, an impossible curiosity about why she was chosen, and, more disturbingly, why a part of her wants to stay. This nascent curiosity is the first seed of forbidden desire, the first hint that this isn't just a medical assignment, but a profound human connection waiting to be forged. The guest suite itself is a contradiction, a dream in gold, silk, and velvet, yet it feels unsafe, a luxurious prison built by a man who trusts no one and must control everything. The name Malik Carter, echoing in her dreams, now gains context. Billionaire ghost, king of the East Coast tech empire, a man who vanished 2 years ago. The realization solidifies. There is something profoundly wrong with him, something even his billions couldn't cure. And she, a young doctor from Atlanta, has been conscripted to fix it. This sets up a classic narrative arc. The powerless healer confronted with the all-powerful patient. But beyond the narrative, it speaks to a deeper truth. Money, for all its might, is utterly impotent against the fundamental vulnerabilities of the human condition. It cannot buy health, nor can it buy genuine human connection. Nia's quick dressing in the tailored black turtleneck and slacks, a uniform chosen for her, signifies her assimilation into this new, controlled world. The white doctor's coat over her outfit is her last bastion of professional identity, a stark contrast to the sandalwood and money-scented hallway she enters. Up one floor, she finds Malik, shirtless, a biometric monitor on his wrist, his vital signs displayed on a tablet. His demand, "I don't like people touching me, but you're here, so touch me. Let's get it over with," is raw, a desperate invitation for intimacy camouflaged by an attempt at clinical detachment. It's a testament to his deeply ingrained distrust, a barrier he struggles to lower even in the face of his own dire need. Nia's professional demeanor, her calm assertion of diagnostic necessity, pulse, BP, reflexes, blood sample, is her armor. But as she lifts his wrist, the subtle tension, the lion crouched, waiting to strike, is palpable. His erratic pulse, dehydration, and recent episodes of chest tightness point to a systemic breakdown. Her observation that he, the tech titan, is scared of needles elicits a revealing retort. Don't confuse power with fearlessness. This line cuts to the heart of Malik's character. Immense power masks profound personal vulnerabilities. It's a universal truth that even the most formidable individuals grapple with fears, both mundane and existential. Nia's bold claim, "I'm the best," is not arrogance, but a professional assertion of competence, a necessary act of self-preservation in a world designed to undermine her. Malik's smirk, confidence from a girl who wears charity hoodies and rides buses in the rain, is a class-based jab, an attempt to put her in her place. But Nia's flushed response, "What does that have to do with anything?" is equally powerful. It implies that her origins, far from being a weakness, are the source of her resilience. Malik recognizes this. It means you know how to survive. People like that either become sharks or prey. And which are you? His whispered admission, "I was born prey, but I taught myself how to bite," is a crucial revelation. It peels back a layer of the hardened billionaire, hinting at a past struggle, a trauma that forged his current, guarded persona. This is not just a narrative detail, it's a window into the psychological underpinnings of extreme ambition and the relentless drive for control. It suggests that his present illness might be more than just a physical ailment. It could be a manifestation of deep-seated emotional wounds, a body rebelling against a life lived under constant vigilance. After the exam, Nia's mind reels. Malik is not just sick, he's profoundly lonely, controlled, walled off. Yet somehow she's been allowed inside. This internal contradiction is what makes their dynamic so compelling. The blood work results are terrifying. Mutating cells, flaring markers, a slow, strategic breakdown of immunity, suggesting an engineered illness. This isn't random, it's deliberate. Someone is poisoning Malik Carter. This shifts the narrative from a simple medical drama to a high-stakes thriller, a corporate conspiracy thinly veiled by a medical mystery. Nia's immediate demand to speak with Malik, overriding Tariq's resistance, shows her growing resolve and understanding of the gravity of the situation. Malik, alone in the dark playing chess with classical music as his only companion, is a poignant image of isolation. Chess, a game of strategy and control, is his domain, but his body is betraying him. Nia's blunt assessment, "You're getting worse," directly confronts his carefully constructed illusion of self-sufficiency. Her demand for full transparency, medical history, genetic code, past prescriptions, is a request for the keys to the kingdom, a dismantling of his guarded privacy. His refusal, his attempt to deflect, only highlights his deep-seated distrust. But her whispered truth, "I think I already have," after his admission of doubt, "I don't think you can," strikes at his core. It's a moment of profound vulnerability where his walls momentarily drop, revealing a mix of fear, hope, and perhaps a nascent desire. His abrupt departure, the warning, "Keep your distance, Dr. Monroe. Don't make the mistake of caring." Everyone who does gets burned is not a rejection but a desperate self-preservation mechanism. Yet Nia's heart has already whispered its own truth. She already cares. This is the moment the professional boundaries begin to irrevocably blur, and the human element of their connection starts to override the clinical. The next morning, the metaphorical clouds are as thick as secrets. Nia, in the private medical lab, confirms her terrifying suspicion. The damage to Malik's body is progressive, systematic, intentional. Someone is poisoning him. This revelation is a gut punch, transforming the nature of her task from healing an illness to solving a crime, and more deeply, saving a life under attack from within. The realization that Malik, the global tech commander, had a body ticking like a time bomb and didn't even know it, or worse, he knew and just didn't care, adds a layer of tragic fatalism to his character. His wealth, his empire, all of it meaningless if his life is being subtly siphoned away. The East Wing gym, a sleek space of steel and mirrors with ambient jazz music, presents Malik in a different light. Shirtless, at the punching bag, his body is a study in raw masculine control. He is beautiful in a way that was violent, like a storm held in human form. This image juxtaposes his physical strength with his internal vulnerability. His irritation at Nia's presence, "You're not supposed to be here during my sessions," is quickly met with her fierce determination. "Maybe I'm here to stop that from happening," she retorts, challenging his carefully constructed walls. Her boldness surprises him, her directness about his terrifying blood work and spiking heart rate, wrestling demons in your sleep, forces him to confront his denial. His aggressive warning, "Watch how you speak to me, doctor," is met with an equally defiant, "Or what? You'll fire me? Do it. I'll still send the lab reports to a real hospital." This is a pivotal moment. Nia is no longer just a blackmailed doctor. She is an ethical force, unafraid to challenge the Titan. Her courage cracks his facade. "You really think I'm dying?" he asks, his voice dropping, softer, vulnerable. Her unwavering, "You are, unless I figure out what's attacking your immune system and fast," shatters his denial. This is where the power dynamic truly shifts, not through force, but through honesty and care. His subsequent question, "Do you believe in pain that hides so deep inside a man he forgets how to feel anything else?" is a profound moment of self-revelation. It speaks to the psychological trauma that can accompany immense ambition and the compromises made along the way. Nia's simple yes acknowledges his pain, validating his hidden suffering. When he stumbles, she instinctively catches him, injecting an adrenaline stim into his thigh. Her voice cracking with emotion, "You can't keep doing this. Your body is telling you to stop," reveals the depth of her burgeoning concern. His whispered response, "If I stop moving, I might never get up again," is a heartbreaking confession of a man driven by fear and revenge, trapped in a cycle of self-destruction. "You need help." "I needed revenge. I needed control. Now all I have is a tower made of glass and ghosts." This lament is the cry of a man who has achieved everything materially, but lost himself in the process. His admission, "I don't let people close, not ever, but you. You keep trying to touch the flame." is a profound statement of his isolation and his burgeoning, unwilling attraction to Naya's warmth. Her whispered, "I'm not trying to fix your soul, just your body," is a lie, and he sees through it immediately. Liar. You want to save me even though I don't deserve it. This raw honesty forces Nia to confront her own motivations. Her retreat, her tight reply, "You think this is about you? But it's not. I help people. That's what I do," is a desperate attempt to cling to her professional identity, but his cutting retort, "Even if they destroy you," hits too close to home. Her tears, the hatred that he sees through her, and more profoundly, that he sees her, signifies a breakthrough. Nia is no longer just a doctor. She is a woman whose heart is irrevocably tangled in his ruin. The storm outside, the howling wind, mirrors the tempest within. The shrill alarms shatter Naya's uneasy calm, propelling her barefoot and breathless towards Malik's office. The smell of blood, the broken crystal tumbler, the whiskey seeping into the Persian rug, these details paint a picture of internal collapse. Malik, for the first time, looks not like a billionaire, but like a man who had finally lost the war within himself. Her touch, his attempt to push her away, their locked gazes, Naya's blazing with defiance, his dim and guarded, all speak to the profound intimacy and raw conflict between them. She presses a cold compress to his head, her questions gentle but firm. "What happened? Were you drinking? You had a panic attack." His denial, "I don't panic," is immediately countered by her medical assessment. "Then you had a collapse. The poison in your system is accelerating." And then the truth spills out. "My brother." These two words, hanging in the air like smoke, unravel the mystery of his illness. Malik has a half-brother, Terrence, who resented him for inheriting everything from their father. This isn't just sibling rivalry, it's a corporate game of thrones, played with poison and subtle sabotage. It was smart, subtle, a designer compound that mimics a rare autoimmune disease, nearly undetectable. The depth of this betrayal is staggering, highlighting the insidious nature of greed within family. Malik's mirthless laugh about proof becoming slippery when you have money, his inability to expose Terrence without destroying the company, speaks to the complex ethical and financial web that powerful individuals navigate. He's chosen to suffer in silence rather than risk his empire, a heavy burden to bear. Nia's gentle touch, brushing blood from his brow, is a moment of profound tenderness. His murmured confession, "I've spent my life controlling everything. But this disease, it's the one thing I can't dominate," is a heartbreaking admission of helplessness. Her reply, "You don't need to dominate it. You need to trust someone to help you," strikes at the core of his isolation. His low chuckle at her, "Not even the woman you blackmailed into your penthouse," is a genuine reaction, a crack in his armor. "Maybe," he rasps, "that's what makes you the most honest person I know." This is a significant turning point. He begins to see her not as a tool, but as a source of truth, a beacon of honesty in a world of deceit. In the penthouse garden, Nia reviews Malik's files confirming sabotage, but what truly haunts her are his journal entries. "Pain is a weakness I refuse to name. No one is coming to save me. Even if they did, I wouldn't know how to be saved. If I die, I hope it happens fast. If I live, it better be for something that makes the fight worth it." This raw, unedited glimpse into his soul reveals a man dying not just from poison, but from profound loneliness and despair. He has lost his will to live. Nia brings him tea, an act of nurturing connection. Her story of becoming a doctor, motivated by her mother's unacknowledged pain, resonates deeply. "I wanted to be the person who listened." Malik, who confessed to not wanting to live, finds himself being listened to. Her assertion, "You don't want to die, you're just afraid to hope," is the crucial truth he needs to hear. His hand reaching for hers, their fingers grazing, is a fragile connection, a silent plea for human contact. "I don't know what this is," he says, "but I know I don't want to feel alone when the darkness hits again." Nia's whispered reply, "You're not alone." And for the first time, his belief in it marks the true beginning of their shared journey. The storm outside rages, but inside, something far more dangerous was brewing, something quiet, intimate, and impossible to name. Nia's sleepless night is filled with Malik's pain, his secrets, his sudden tenderness. She's falling for a man whose life hangs by a thread. The knock on her door, Malik standing there barefoot, his eyes burned with something dangerous, something hungry, is a climactic moment in their emotional journey. His simple "couldn't sleep" is an understatement. His confession, "You've changed me. Before you came here, I didn't care if I died. Now I think I might hate the idea," is a profound admission of renewed will to live, directly linked to her presence. He speaks of survival being about power, about never needing anyone. But now, knowing she's in the next room, "I want to breathe again." This is the core of his healing, the rediscovery of a reason to live, found in human connection rather than material empire. Their first kiss is without warning, hot, urgent, and unsteady, like a man who hadn't allowed himself to feel anything real in years. It's a desperate assertion of life, of feeling, of breaking free from the emotional starvation he's endured. His murmured, "I shouldn't have done that," and her defiant, "But you did, and I'd do it again," seals their bond. The silence that follows is more intimate than words. Her question, "Malik, are you scared?" and his raw admission, "Terrified of dying, of losing control, of feeling something I can't protect myself from," underscores his profound vulnerability. Her response, "Then we're both terrified because I don't know how to protect myself from you," acknowledges the mutual surrender, the dangerous territory their hearts have entered. The next morning, Nia finds a warm pillow, a single red rose, and a note. "You are the first peace I've ever known. M." This is the billionaire, the titan of industry, admitting to finding solace in a human connection he once scorned. It's a bridge being built between his darkness and her light. But Nia, ever practical, knows peace came without a cost. And indeed, the cost becomes apparent almost immediately. The poison levels have dropped drastically. Someone stopped dosing him. This is not just a medical triumph, it's a strategic shift in the war. Did Malik confront Terrence? Did the enemy change tactics? Or worse, did they know she was getting close and adjust their game? The timing, right after their intimate night, suggests a deeper game, a direct response to their burgeoning connection. Malik's unreadable expression, his lingering gaze, confirms her suspicions. "You found something," he says. "I found everything," she replies, informing him of the dropped toxin levels. His jaw clenches, a silent admission. "You're being watched. Someone knew you were getting better, and they let it happen." This is a chilling insight. The enemy isn't just trying to kill him, they're playing a psychological game, manipulating his health, his hope. It means whoever poisoned you might not want you dead anymore, which means something else is coming. This elevates the threat. It's no longer just about survival, it's about understanding a complex, evolving conspiracy. Malik's response, "Let them come. Now I have something worth protecting," is a powerful declaration. When she softly asks, "Me?" his turning to her and repeating, "You," confirms that she has become his anchor, his reason for fighting. The silence that wrapped around the penthouse like a curse signals a new phase of the conflict. The scrubbed security logs, the missing patrol check-ins, an inside job. The war has truly begun, and Nia might be his only hope. Her frantic search for Malik, finding only a bloodstain and his cryptic message, don't trust anyone, not even the ones who say they protect me, is a terrifying realization. The betrayal runs deeper than just Terrence. Caleb, Malik's head of security, unreachable. Guards gone, not killed, but absent, implying complicity. This is the ultimate violation, a betrayal from within, by those he paid to protect him. Then, the ambush. Terrence Carter, smug, tailored, and flanked by enforcers. His rasping voice, "Don't scream, Doc, you don't want to end up like your boyfriend," confirms Malik's capture and Terrence's sinister control. His taunt, "He's gotten soft. Love does that to men like us," is a cruel jab at Malik's newfound vulnerability. But Nia, now hardened, demands, "Where is he?" Terrence, gloating, reveals he's safe for now. But his threat to hang Malik unless Nia hands over her evidence is a chilling display of cruelty. Nia, with the small revolver Malik insisted she keep, takes a stand. Her trembling hand, her fierce, "I don't think so," and her shot that wounds one of Terrence's men marks her transformation. She is no longer prey. She has learned to bite. Then, a dark silhouette swoops in. Malik Carter, lean, furious, and alive. He's escaped, a phantom of vengeance. His efficient neutralization of Terrence's men, his compact taser, his deadly precision. This is the Malik who taught himself how to bite. His gaze flickers to Nia, filled with relief, worry, and unspoken love. His low question to Terrence, "Did she tell you she's almost out of bullets?" is a dangerous taunt, a psychological game. "You poisoned me. You nearly killed me. Now it's my turn to choose your fate." Malik's voice is silk and steel. His fist connects with Terrence's jaw, but Terrence, desperate, loops a chain around Malik's neck, attempting to hang him. Nia screams, drops the gun, and yanks the chain down, saving him. Their shared struggle against Terrence, the subsequent arrest, the wailing sirens, all of it culminating in Malik's soft, grateful voice. "Thanks to you." Nia's reply, "We saved each other," cements their bond. Their kiss, slow and tender, as if he'd been starved for every moment she wasn't by his side, is the culmination of their harrowing journey, a promise that neither would face the night alone again. As the sun breaks over Manhattan, a measure of calm settles, but the war is far from over. Terrence is behind bars, but his poison still courses through Malik's veins, and the deeper enemy remains at large. Nia, in the gleaming lab, works tirelessly to develop an antidote. She isolates the engineered peptide, a disruptor of cellular repair, now facing the challenge of finding a counteragent. Tarek, Malik's right-hand man, expresses his concern and hope, highlighting the human toll this crisis has taken on Malik's loyal few. The alarms blare again. "Security breach, level 1 alert. Someone's in the service corridor." The fight isn't over. "This ends today," Nia declares, grabbing her medical bag. Malik lies on the treatment table, pale and shivering. His voice, a rasp, confirms his unwavering trust in Nia. "I trust you." She administers the experimental antidote, a golden-hued solution. For a moment, his body convulses. Nia's blood runs cold. The antidote is reacting too fast. Her quick thinking, her call for adrenaline and calcium gluconate, her murmuring reassurances are the doctor in her fighting for the man she loves. After an eternity, Malik stabilizes, his eyes fluttering open. "You saved me," he whispers. "That was too close." Nia exhales, her fingers shaking. He acknowledges her risk, her courage, and promises to finish what they started. Hours later, the lab is silent. The antidote has worked, the toxin levels almost undetectable. Tariq confirms the breach has been handled, Terrence's lab license revoked, his assets frozen. The path forward is clear. Nia's exhaustion is palpable. Her only desire, "I just want him back." Malik emerges, shaky but upright, his faint color a sign of returning life. He gently takes Nia's hand, a silent thank you. Her focus remains on his full recovery. Don't thank me yet. Get stronger first. We still need to reverse the damage in your organs. His simple, I'm ready, is a testament to his renewed will to live. The next few days are a blur of diligent work and growing intimacy. They speak more freely, sharing their pasts, Malik's father's tyranny, Terrence's betrayal, Nia's mother's resilience, her own medical dreams. One evening, overlooking the river, Malik proposes an extraordinary idea. I want to leave this penthouse, take you somewhere ordinary like your old neighborhood or that cafe you loved in Atlanta. This is a monumental shift. The titan of industry, whose entire identity was built around his empire, now yearns for normalcy, for a life free from danger, shared with her. I need to remember what life feels like without danger at every turn. Nia's eyes widen in shock, then fill with joy. I'd love that. His smile, relief shining in his eyes, seals their future. Because when you convince me to trust again, I want it to be for good. Their vow, sealed with a kiss, unites their hearts against the storm. But the peace is fleeting. Before dawn, a text from an unknown number. He won't make it past sunrise if he leaves this building. Be careful who you trust. Nia's blood runs cold. The toxin is neutralized, but the threat persists. Someone even more dangerous than Terrence is still in play, lurking in the shadows of his empire. The war has become deeply personal. If they are to walk out of this fortress alive, they must confront this new, unseen enemy. Malik stirs, a tousled halo against the white cushions. Nia, having spent the night analyzing security logs, knows their toughest battle is rebuilding trust. He senses her presence, a lopsided smile on his face. "Morning," he rasps. She reveals the clean test results, but also the warning text. "Someone still wants you dead." He asks who, and she reveals her findings. Late last night, someone accessed the main security feed, changed the permissions so only one user could override alarms. That user was you. And then, the painful truth. Tariq's account triggered the override. You two set it up months ago. Malik's confusion gives way to guilt. This override, designed for his protection after an earlier assassination attempt, has become a loophole. I never thought someone else would use the loophole. Nia's heart aches for him, understanding the weight of his empire's secrets. Anyone with Tariq's credentials could disable security. Tariq's office, dim, scrolling with financial reports and security feeds, is where the truth must be confronted. Tariq, surprise and relief mingling on his face, admits he suspected his account might be targeted by Terrence. But then, a deeper confession. There's something else. I lost the backup key for my biometric token. It malfunctioned last week. Malik's thunderous voice cuts through the tension. Tariq's attempt to shield Malik from distraction has now endangered both their lives. Nia's voice, quavering, highlights the gravity of his mistake. You're the gatekeeper of his life. If your credentials are compromised, he's a sitting target. Tariq, ashamed, promises to fix it. Malik, though furious, chooses collaboration. Let's do this together. In the command center, they work as a united front, reissuing tokens, changing encryption keys, resetting firewalls. The hum of servers becomes a battle cry, each new protocol a brick in the fortress around Malik's life and their fragile trust. As Tariq hits confirm on the last update, the tension eases. Nia steps forward. Now we plan our exit. Malik nods, hope flickering in his eyes. Tonight. The penthouse buzzes with quiet preparations. Malik packs a small bag, including a single red rose. Nia prepares her medical essentials. Tariq oversees the departure plan. As city lights twinkle, Malik confesses, You saved my life. Now I want to give you everything. He makes her promise. Promise me you'll stay no matter what comes next. Her tearful "I promise" seals their vow. At 11 p.m., they slip out through a hidden service shaft to an underground garage. Malik takes Nia's hand as Tariq drives them into the quiet streets. Tomorrow we begin our new lives. But as they turn onto West Street, a black sedan roars up. The chase is on again. Tariq hits the accelerator. Malik, ever strategic, directs Tariq to a detour. Statue of Liberty Drive. He hands Nia the red rose. Hold this. Her phone buzzes. You think you're safe? I own the roads, and tonight you'll own nothing. Nia's blood runs ice cold. The real enemy is everywhere. Hold on, Malik says as they plunge into a tunnel, their final gamble for freedom. Nia realizes the true enemy isn't just outside, it's the secrets they carry within. The SUV screams through the tunnel, the black sedan close behind. Sirens wail. Malik shouts directions, guiding Tariq to a barely visible off-ramp. They swerve onto a dimly lit service road, tearing through rusty girders and abandoned shipping containers. The sedan clips them, sending them careening. Malik, protecting Nia, orders her to switch sides, then shields her body as the door pops open. The SUV skids to a halt, tire shredded. We're stuck, Tariq yells. Malik urges Nia, get out now. She drops onto the walkway, then helps Tariq, but the sedan has blocked them. A shotgun blast shatters glass, grazing Tariq's shoulder. Nia's quick action saves him. Malik spins the wheel, sending the SUV backward, buying them precious seconds. Tariq, wounded, stumbles out. Nia supports him, pressing her hand over his wound. I'm still alive. Damn near joined the dead if it wasn't for you. The enforcers move to flank them. Malik shouts, Those containers! Climb onto them! They scramble up the corrugated steel, boots slipping, hauled themselves onto the roof of the second container, trapped. Tariq, bleeding, whispers, I can't go on. Nia, fierce, tears a strip from her hoodie to make a tourniquet. You have to! We win this, or we all die. His confession, I always thought I'd die protecting him, but not like this, is met with her resolute, You're not dying. Not today. Malik, at the container's edge, demands the flash drive. I'll distract them. Nia, though hesitant to part with her evidence, knows he's right. He jumps down, a matador inviting a bull. Is that all you've got? He calls out. They open fire, bullets ricocheting. Malik, unflinching, draws their fire. Now go, he roars. Nia scoops Tariq, guiding him through a narrow crevice between containers, bullets punching holes in steel around them. At the far end, a ladder descends. They climb into a dank service tunnel. Tariq, pale but alive, leans against the wall. Nia checks his wound. You'll live, but we have to move. Let's finish this. He smiles weakly. Meanwhile, Malik confronts Terrence alone. Malik's powerful strides, his low, dangerous voice. You think you can kill me? Terrence, weakened, is no match. Malik delivers a swift hook, sending him stumbling. He stands over Terrence, panting, backlit by headlights. I don't fear death. I fear living without power. He kicks Terrence, making his point. You took my company, my health, my peace. Now you're going to pay for every second of pain you made me endure. Malik snatches Terrence's burner phone, the proof of his intricate scheme. This little device is all the proof I need. He tosses it towards the service exit. Get down, Nia, we're done here. Nia and Tariq emerge from the service tunnel, breathless but victorious. Malik, glowing like a dark angel, offers his hand to Nia. As they descend the ladder together, Nia realizes the real betrayal was her own doubt. In Tariq, in herself, in their fragile alliance. They've weathered poison, blackmail, kidnapping, and gunfire, emerging stronger. Tariq, grateful, acknowledges their heroism. You two saved my life today. I owe you everything. Malik clasps his friend's arm, and together, will rebuild. No secrets, no betrayals. From now on, we stand as one. Nia slips her hand into Malik's as they walk towards the light, the battle far from over, but together they can face anything. The penthouse, bathed in pale golden light, finally feels like a sanctuary. The echoes of betrayal and danger fade, but a storm still rages in Malik's heart. He watches the city, still restless, knowing shadows hold more secrets. Nia prepares coffee. Tariq recovers. Days have passed, but the sense of an unseen hand pulling strings persists. Nia, always perceptive, reads his silence. "What are you thinking?" she asks. "Tariq, he's hiding something," Malik admits, his voice low and tense. "And Terrence, he's only the tip of the iceberg. The real mastermind is someone closer than we think." Nia, grounded and determined, states the undeniable truth. "We can't keep running forever. We need to find the source. The question is, who do we trust?" Malik's eyes burn with intensity. "I don't trust anyone right now, but we have to do this for the company, for our lives, and for the people who rely on me. This won't end until I've cleaned house." Nia's slow nod, her lips pressed into a tight line. "Then we do it together. No more secrets, Malik." He feels a pang in his chest, seeing her quiet strength, the same strength that pulled him from the abyss. He takes her hand. "I'm sorry, Nia, for everything." She shakes her head, thumb brushing his knuckles. "No apologies. We've made it this far. Now let's finish this." Later that day, they gather with Tariq, his bandaged shoulder a stark reminder of their near loss. Malik, frustrated, emphasizes their dwindling time. Tariq, grim, acknowledges the deep roots of Terrence's connections, the years of manipulation by an unknown orchestrator. Nia, focused, insists on a plan, a clear path forward. Malik, looking at them, realizes he's no longer alone. "I think it's time we take a different approach. We stop reacting to the threats. We take the fight to them." Tariq, confused, asks for clarification. Malik's determined smile. "We find out who's behind all of this. We make them come to us, and when they do, we destroy them." The next few days are a blur of intense investigation. Nia and Malik delve into financial records, uncovering suspicious transactions and shadow accounts. Tariq, despite his recovery, leverages his network for intel. They discover Terrence laundered money through legitimate businesses, but more importantly, that others were involved. The web of deceit stretches far beyond Terrence, involving old colleagues, former partners, even board members. People Malik had once trusted, now revealed as smiling traitors. The tension in the penthouse is palpable. They have the evidence, but the stakes are incredibly high. These enemies are powerful, ruthless, and desperate. Nia's hand trembles as she hands Malik the final file, containing the names of the true masterminds, her expression unwavering. "This is it. We know who they are. Now we take them down." Malik scans the list, his heart heavy, seeing the faces of those who had smiled while plotting his destruction. "We do this my way," he states quietly. "No one walks away from this unscathed. It's time to show them what happens when you try to destroy me." Their plan: confront and expose them at the upcoming corporate gala, a gathering of the city's elite, oblivious to the storm about to break. As the night approaches, the tension is unbearable. Every detail is meticulously planned. On the gala night, Malik, in a tailored black suit, his dark eyes sharp and calculating, asks Nia in her sleek red dress, "Are you ready?" Her steady reply, "I've never been more ready." Malik's lips curl into a smile that doesn't reach his eyes. Tonight everything changes. They plant the evidence, ensuring the corrupt will be exposed. The lavish ballroom buzzes with activity, but beneath the glittering surface, anticipation hangs heavy. Tonight, the end for those who tried to destroy Malik. He stands tall, commanding attention, scanning the faces of the crowd, knowing the traitors are among them. "Let's do this," he mutters, stepping forward with Nia at his side. As the music plays, his eyes lock with those he once called allies. The time for games is over. Tonight he reclaims what is his: real-life commentary and insights. This narrative, though fictional, resonates deeply with the realities of immense wealth and power. Billionaires, often portrayed as invincible, frequently face internal battles far more complex than their external triumphs suggest. Consider the golden cage phenomenon. Stories abound, though rarely fully public, of individuals at the pinnacle of success who find themselves utterly isolated. Their inner circle shrinks. Trust becomes a luxury they can ill afford, and paranoia, not entirely unfounded, becomes a constant companion. Malik's inability to trust hospitals, his need for a private doctor, echoes reports of ultra-high net worth individuals creating bespoke, highly secretive medical systems for themselves, driven by fear of exposure, kidnapping, or manipulation. This isn't just about privacy. It's about controlling every variable in a life where their very existence is a geopolitical asset. The narrative of family betrayal, particularly sibling rivalry over inheritance and corporate control, is tragically common. Historical examples range from the Medici family's power struggles to modern corporate sagas where siblings or close relatives vie for control of vast empires. The psychological damage inflicted by such betrayal can be far more profound than any external threat. When the poison comes from within, from someone you shared a childhood with, it doesn't just attack the body or the company, it attacks the very foundation of identity and trust. Malik's revelation about Terence poisoning him slowly, subtly, mimicking an autoimmune disease is a chillingly plausible scenario, reflecting the sophisticated nature of modern criminal enterprise, often cloaked in medical or legal ambiguity. Nia's journey also offers critical insights. Her initial blackmail highlights the pervasive nature of systemic vulnerabilities. The pressure on young professionals, especially in high-cost fields like medicine, often forces ethical compromises. Yet her transformation from a blackmailed physician to a defiant protector is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit when confronted with profound injustice and driven by a burgeoning sense of purpose and love. It speaks to the idea that even in the most corrupt environments, individual integrity can emerge as a powerful force. The constant surveillance, the manipulation of security logs, the compromised access credentials, these are not just plot devices, but reflections of very real cybersecurity threats faced by corporations and high-profile individuals daily. The inside job is a hacker's ultimate prize, and the vulnerability of even the most fortified systems often lies in the human element, in misplaced trust or stolen identities. Tariq's compromised biometric key, his attempt to protect Malik by keeping secrets, inadvertently creates a new vulnerability, underscoring the delicate balance between loyalty and transparency in high-stakes environments. Ultimately, this story peels back the layers of a billionaire's life, revealing that beneath the suits, the penthouses, and the private jets lies a human being grappling with universal struggles. The desire for connection, the fear of vulnerability, the pain of betrayal, and the profound search for meaning beyond material accumulation. Malik's journey is not just about physical healing, but about emotional liberation, learning to trust, to love, and to fight not just for his empire, but for his soul and the people he chooses to let into his life. Nia's journey is about finding her own power and purpose, not just as a healer, but as a catalyst for change and a partner in a perilous, yet profoundly human battle. The clear lesson and takeaway. The most profound lesson from Malik and Nia's story is that true wealth lies not in accumulation, but in connection. True power is not in control, but in vulnerability. And true survival is not just about existing, but but about finding a purpose and people worth fighting for. Malik Carter, a man who amassed an empire, spent years isolated in his golden cage, believing control and distrust were his shields. His journey reveals that this very armor was his greatest weakness, leaving him vulnerable to betrayal and slowly dying from within, not just from poison, but from profound loneliness. It took the forced intrusion of an ordinary doctor, a woman driven by empathy and an unwavering sense of duty, to crack his impenetrable facade. Nia taught him that opening oneself up to another human being, even with the terrifying risk of being hurt, is the ultimate act of courage and the true path to healing. For Nia, the lesson is about discovering her own incredible strength and the profound impact of her integrity. She initially entered Malik's world out of duress, but she chose to stay, to fight, and ultimately, to love, because she saw beyond the billionaire to the wounded man beneath. Her journey shows us that true heroism isn't always found in grand gestures, but often in quiet acts of defiance, in unwavering dedication, and in the courage to care deeply for another, even when it means risking everything. In a world obsessed with material success, this story reminds us that billions can buy luxury, security, up to a point, and influence, but they cannot buy health, authentic trust, or genuine love. These priceless elements are earned through vulnerability, empathy, and the willingness to let go of control. Malik's desire to leave the penthouse, to seek an ordinary life with Nia, is the ultimate testament to this truth. It is a powerful message that the most valuable empires we build are not those of concrete and code, but those of human connection, forged in shared struggle and sustained by unwavering loyalty. And sometimes, it takes facing the darkest betrayals to truly appreciate the invaluable light of another's soul.